Okay.
Welcome to the Turner Organization. My name is Richard Tennant. I am the finance director for our organization here. I've been doing financing and subprime financing especially for about 25, 28 years. I have a passion for it, believe in building a strong team and taking on the repeat customer as we grow with them as well.
Perfect. Thank you, Rick. Thanks for taking some time out with us and meeting with us and having a conversation. We know that time is valuable here, and that's one thing that we don't ever get back. But I do have a couple of questions I'd like to ask you, and one of the couple of questions is, what's important to you in a non-captive lender relationship?
Non-captive is my relationship's a big part of that. I believe in a relationship and building a portfolio together that benefits the lender and benefits us from a standpoint of whether or not maybe a deal there's something that I need preference on that deal, and I get a little help from the lender. I think that's a big part, that the lender and the owners of the stores and the portfolios need to be strong for that relationship to be strong.
Absolutely, yeah. Portfolio performance is definitely one of the key metrics that lenders use to measure the relationship. So thank you for recognizing that. In what ways can we work to make sure our relationship meets your expectations?
I think CPS has been a strong point of mine since roughly around 95. They have a program that goes from A to Z, which I really appreciate. There's always a way to get a deal done, I feel, when I'm working with them. Important side of it is what's those rates, what's those fees look like on a deal. I think CPS is pretty fair for the most part. We make our way through those deals one at a time with my local rep. It's been great.
Awesome. Yeah, the local rep is Greg Tolino, so he's been with the company a long time, so I'm assuming you guys have a great relationship as well, correct?
We do. We have a great working relationship. That is correct.
Gotcha. And in part of that relationship, what I found over time is, speaking of time, turn time, all right? So how important is turn time to your operations?
Turn time, as long as we're having deals funded, starting with the first side of it, as long as I'm getting a call back within an hour, I think that's reasonable. 45 minutes to an hour, having a customer here. Funding side, I look at it as long as it's funded within 3 days. I really think that's a good turn time, within 3 days.
Gotcha. Yeah, 3 days. That's pretty aggressive, and we do appreciate that, because the faster we can turn the paper and get you your money, the faster you can sell the cars and buy more cars and sell more cars.
That is correct. It's all about that.
Yeah. How much communication would you like from your rep concerning the business?
Well, my rep, I have communication 3 to 5 times a day with him. Generally, even a call on my way home in the evenings about what we signed up and went down the road. So from that standpoint, I think it's great. I'm a person all about picking up the phone, not so much texting, not so much the new electronics, as I'll call it, or whatever. I'm a person of old school, picking up the phone. I like to hear the voice. I like to work my way through the deal, and it works for us.
Gotcha. Yeah. I myself is more of a face-to-face and more of a verbal communicator too. But as you have done, just like myself, we both have probably migrated and learned how to do digital communication. But sometimes the message doesn't get through clearly. But that's just what things that you want to have to work together through.
That is correct. Yep.
Yeah. So even though there's multiple lenders, I'm sure that you have more lenders than just CPS. There's multiple lenders that are out there. But who at your dealership is most responsible for determining where the business goes?
It's between myself and my finance managers. More so on the finance manager. I do go back and look over a deal to see if it would have been if I could have placed it somewhere else and done as well or a little better. But for the most part, my finance managers do a good job with that. They do.
Gotcha. Do you have a list, and you don't have to disclose the names, so you can kind of just give the number, but do you have a preferred lender list, if you will?
I do. I have three preferred lenders that I like to go to, and I have done business with those three lenders in excess of 20 years with each one of them.
Gotcha. Now I'm going to be nosy. So is one of those three lenders CPS?
It is.
Awesome.
CPS would be at the top of that list, I would tell you.
Gotcha.
And I'm
Good.
not just saying that. I've had a long history with them during the whole time in which they came into, I believe, CPS started in 1991. So I was 3 or 4 years after that coming into the mix with a great relationship with them through the highs and the lows of all the years.
Perfect. Thank you. And I just have one last question for you, Rick, because again, like I said, time is really valuable for you, and we do appreciate your time. But can you tell us what one thing that separates you or Turner from the others?
Caring for the customer. Just because I'm a firm believer, just because you fell on hard times, whether it was a divorce, a sickness, or whatever happened in your life, I call it living life, is what I always say. Something happened to cause that. We're here to help you get through it and hope that it rebuilds your credit, and we have you for a lifetime customer.
Perfect. Well, again, thank you for your time, Rick.
Thank you.
I'm good at picking these advisors.